So this is going to be a high-level overview of Chapter 21, the lymphatic and immune system. So what we're going to talk about is we are going to identify the components and anatomy of the lymphatic system, discuss the role of the innate immune response against pathogens, describe the power of the adaptive immune response to cure disease, explain the immunological deficiencies and overreactions of the immune system, and describe the interaction of the immune and lymphatic systems with other body systems. So as we get into this, you will see from this diagram that the lymphatic system somewhat appears to be very similar to the circulatory system. And if you are thinking that way, that would be correct. The immune system is, you can think of it as a sort of a secondary circulatory system with very special functions. So the immune system is a body system that carries excess fluids to the bloodstream and filters pathogens from the blood. And the immune system is a body system that destroys pathogens that would otherwise cause disease and death. And the lymphatic system and the immune system work hand in hand. So the functions, there are several functions of the lymphatic system. First, to drain body fluids and return them to the bloodstream. As plasma moves into the interstitial space, it must be filtered out. So as fluid moves out of the vascular space into the interstitial space and then into the various cells, and those waste products then are put out from the cells and they go back the same pathway, there is plasma that is left in the interstitial space. And if this plasma were not taken out, we would have edema. So the lymphatic system is a system that assists the bloodstream in filtering that fluid out of the interstitial space. Most of the plasma is filtered back into the bloodstream, but some is filtered out by the lymphatic system. That fluid that is filtered out by the lymphatic system is called lymph. The lymphatic system also transports dietary lipids and fat-soluble vitamins that are absorbed in the gut. The lymph nodes serve as staging areas for critical immune responses. And we'll talk later about the regional lymph nodes. So the structure of the lymphatic system starts as capillaries and eventually empty into the bloodstream by a series of ducts. Lymph nodes are small, bean-shaped organs located throughout the lymphatic system. Lymph nodes are located in the groin, armpits, neck, chest, and the abdomen. The average human has about 500 to 600 lymph nodes throughout their body. And you can see here that the diagram on the left, we can see a picture that we have seen several times throughout the circulatory system. And added into this picture now is the lymph system, the lymphatic system, the green. And then the small picture on the right side of the screen is a small piece that has been pulled out and magnified so that you can see the interstitial fluid or the lymph and sort of how it will flow back to the vascular system. So you can see with this picture on the left that the lymphatic system is intertwined with the capillaries in the capillary bed. And that's how lymph is filtered back into the bloodstream. The immune system has several functions. One, as a barrier to defenses. It's a barrier defense from the skin and mucous membranes that act instantly. Another response is the innate immune response. The innate immune response is rapid but nonspecific. It includes natural killer cells. This is our first line of defense to viruses and certain types of cancers. The adaptive immune response is slower but more specific and more effective. The adaptive immune response is controlled by lymphocytes. Remember, these are white blood cells. The B lymphocytes attach themselves to an antigen and secrete antibodies. The T lymphocytes do not secrete antibodies, but instead use other chemical messengers that communicate with other cells or destroy infected cells. And part of this adaptive immune response are plasma cells. These are B cells that have differentiated to secrete more specific antibodies. And you can see from this chart that we've seen many times throughout the class, on the left side of the screen, you have the lymphoblast that differentiates into natural killer cells and small lymphocytes. And those small lymphocytes then differentiate into the T lymphocyte and B lymphocyte. And then the B lymphocytes can also differentiate into plasma cells, as we just referred to.